discussing suicide, with today being World Suicide Prevention Day. That is September 10th. And let's take a look at the theme for today, which is creating hope through action. Now, important to note is that this has been the triennial theme for the World Suicide Prevention Day from 2021 to 2023. So, let's take a look at the history of this day. So the International Association for Suicide Prevention, together with the World Health Organization, established World Suicide Prevention Day to be celebrated every year on September 10th. The declaration came in 2003, and since then, September the 10th has been observed to raise awareness about prevention of suicides. The day draws attention to this important public health issue globally, as well as highlights the fact that there's an alternative to suicide. So, how about the significance of this day? So when the stigma around suicide is addressed, people feel more comfortable seeking help and understanding their problems and exploring the solutions rather than taking an extreme decision. And on this day, on awareness about suicide, and issues to do with how we can prevent suicide are raised on this particular day, that is Suicide Prevention Day. In fact, the hashtag today has been suicide prevention. Let's talk numbers, which, like I like to say, do not lie. And according to the World Health Organization, every single year, and I want you to listen to this keenly, every single year, more than 703,000 people take their lives. And there are many more who attempt suicide, 700,000 people. I want us to stay there. This is a figure that is close to 1 million. And Victor, let me start with Victor this time round. Your reaction to this: close to 1 million people, 700,000 take their lives every single year globally. And like I said when I started, WHO says that every 40 seconds, someone somewhere is committing suicide. Since we started, it's been how many 40 seconds? So there's been so many lives since we started. Let's get your reaction to this.
I mean, as a victim, first who tried suicide more than 6 times, I'd say it's a worrying thing. And it is a high time as society, not only in terms of workplaces, home places, and even in places of worship, we need to care for one another. The way to go is just to check on every person. My initiative is called Check on a Man. So it's about checking on each other, because if you check on the person sitting next to you, you'll be preventing a life. Allow me to say this: the first time I started the Check on a Man initiative, I started in Matatus, and I still do it. And the first reaction of the first day I talked about mental health in men. There's a mzee that was with me in the bus. You see in the Matatu, there's where the conductor stands, you know, in the evening. And then that seat next to where the door is, this mzee was here and I was sitting next to him, yeah? And after I finished talking about mental health in men and prayed, he gave me something in my hand. And he told me, young man, we are still friends up to today in where I live, yeah?
Impressive.
And he told me, young man, had you not talked about mental health in men, whatever I put in your hand is poison. I was going to poison my family and poison myself, because that's where I was headed to. And that made me never to give up. Up till today, I still do that. Thank you to all Matatus, Super Metros, and all Matatu circles that allow me to do this every 4 p.m. up to 8 p.m. during the jam in the day, Monday to Friday. And I'll tell you this: if we check on each and every person, not only men, the world will be a better place today. And we'll not be losing to more than 500,000 or next to 1 million people each and every year, because those are husbands, those are our children, those are our people, those are the people we love, those are our bosses in the workplace. And at the end of the day, everybody will be comfortable next to someone, because they know the help is not far, it's just next to them.
Right. Rahab, this figure is staggering. 700 and what? Why am I missing this? 703,000 people, close to 1 million every year.
Yeah, I think, and these are the people who have died by suicide. They say for every one person who dies by suicide, there are 20 other people who've attempted to die by suicide.
Yeah.
So I think this is something that is preventable. It's a global public health concern, and there's things that we can do to prevent this. We also are looking at scarcity of data. This is data as of 2019. We don't know between 2019 and 2023 how many other deaths have been there for something that that is completely preventable. So I think we all have a role to play in preventing some of these deaths.
Right. Thank you so much, Rahab. So let's move on. We left it at the 703,000 figure. And remember, I said that apart from this, there are many more other people who attempt suicide. Now, every suicide is a tragedy that affects families, communities, and entire countries, and has long-lasting effects on the people left behind. Suicide occurs throughout the lifespan and was the fourth leading cause of death among 15 to 29-year-olds, so young, 15 to 29-year-olds globally in 2019. Now, suicide does not just occur in high-income countries, but is a global phenomenon in all regions of the world. In fact, over 77% of global suicides occurred in low and middle-income countries in 2019. Rahab was saying this is 2019. I mean, how about now, 2023? So let's come home and take a look at the rates or the suicide rate in Kenya, where the name suicide mortality rate means the number of suicide deaths a year per 100,000 population. So Kenya's suicide rate for 2019 was 6.10. That was a 1.67% increase from 2018. In 2018, the suicide rate was at 6.0, which was a 7.14 increase from 2017. Of course, the source here, as you can see, is macro trends. In 2017, it was at 5.60%. This was a 3.7% increase from 2016. I'm just curious. I'm just sad by the word increase. You know, these rates keep increasing. But in 2016, the suicide rate was at 5.40%, which was a 1.82% decline from 2015. Again, the source there is macro trends. Our last slide of the day, and still on the suicide rate in Kenya, the World Health Organization data estimates that 408 people die by suicide yearly, every single year in Kenya. However, the figures could be high due to underreporting, since it has largely been stigmatized. Out of 175 countries, Kenya is ranked 114th in the World Population Review, placing it among the nations with the high suicide cases globally. These are just statistics, and behind every number, there's a personality, memories, and life that are affected. So that report by the WHO also showed that more men were more likely to die by suicide than their female counterparts, and that has been To The Point tonight.